Crafty with Friends Podcast.
Welcome to Crashing with Friends. My name is Kyle Hobbs, your host. This week I'm joined by Jackson Brayman.
What's up?
Connor Hobbs.
Yo.
Dayton Bolton.
You know what it is.
Yes.
And David Lindsay.
You know what it is.
Thank you guys for being here this week. How's your guys' week been?
It's been really good.
It's okay.
So what'd you guys do this week?
Hunted.
Nice. Did you get anything?
Not yet.
Nice.
What are you hunting with?
But bare hands.
What are you hunting for?
Just using a 243, and you haven't seen nothing yet. Just a big old coyote. But and I'm on a week and a half vacation, so started today.
Dang, nice.
That's awesome.
Yes. So
Happy Friday.
thanks.
Dude, I've been wanting to go hunting for so long. I don't have a rifle, but it's just like every year, I was like, I don't have the money to pay for deer tags and or processing and all that stuff. So one day though,
it all adds up really quick.
Yeah.
Like I don't like to, because we've always, when you killed it, you just took it around back and cleaned it right then and there, and you did all the meat yourself, like get it by a dehydrator and all that. But I found out that if you take it somewhere, whenever, like, if you want like half hamburger and half jerky, you're not getting your deer.
Right.
You're getting everybody else's deer just because it makes it faster, you know?
what?
Yeah,
And-
I learned this last year. Yeah.
And so, like, a lot of people don't like to eat deer because they had a bad experience. So, like, if you clean your own deer, you kind of know if it has like maybe a bad disease or if there's some, like, the meat's bad, you know? But when you take it somewhere else, you don't really know
Interesting.
until you eat it.
My son got a deer last year, his first one. He was only, what was he, 8? But he shot it in the spine. And so there shouldn't have really been any like bullet material or anything in the meat. But the meat that we got back had shrapnel in it. And multiple times I had a piece of shrapnel in my mouth.
Yeah.
That sucks, man. Especially when you get a mouthful of like pretty expensive teeth.
Metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks, man. Like it's not a cool thing that they just mix all the meat together. I think it's really
That's
stupid.
messed up, dude.
Yeah, that's like Autumn's trying to tell me, just go take it to be done. I'm like that's one of the reasons, and you don't know if it's bad meat or not. And I can't, because sometimes you get guys that are doing it and they care about their work, they'll toss it. And, you know, they'll either tell you, hey, your deer was bad, but we'll still give you some meat, or, you know. But, yeah, that's why I don't like to take it anywhere. Because you're eating it, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
it tastes like a rotten egg or something.
It's crazy.
Did you guys ever come over when I lived on a Nettle Road in Neosho, and like one of my dad's coworkers hit a deer on his way to work, and he just threw it in the back of his truck? And like when they met there at work, my dad was like, "Can I have it?" And he's like, "Yeah." So he just brought it home and like strung it up in the backyard and just gutted it, cleaned it, cut it up. I was like, dude, it was so morbid. It was the first time I'd ever seen anything like that. I was in high school. I was like, holy crap, dude.
Was it in the summertime or the like fall?
I think it was fall. Yeah, like late fall, early winter. So it was crazy, man.
Yeah, you know, I'm surprised you don't hear about that kind of stuff more often. You know.
Yeah.
Gosh, I remember several times a year I was dating, watching your dad clean a deer. I watched him clean a bunch of deer. I watched him clean a deer behind our grandparents' house one time. I remember you running up and pulling on the tongue and stretching his tongue out.
I was on the back of it humping it.
Yeah.
I remember that was always because I wasn't old enough to go, and your dad went with them a few times. But like when they get one, everyone got a phone call. We'd drive up there while they were cleaning it, but you couldn't touch. You couldn't, because you'd get backhanded. You know?
Good times. What did you do this week, David?
I went to work.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, no, I finished Invincible.
What'd you think?
It was pretty crazy, man. It's probably, I don't know, man. Between that and Ozark, it's got to be, if not the best show I've seen this year, one of the best shows I've seen this year.
No, which one's Invincible? Which one's that?
It's like it was written by the Walking Dead author, but it's a superhero show that's like it's animated like old 90s, early 2000s superhero cartoons, but
Like it looks like Justice League on the
very much Justice League type, but it's very adult and mature, and it gets crazy later on. But yeah, if I could go back last week when we said, what movie or show would we force someone to watch? Dude, Invincible, man.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to watch Invincible. That show is nuts.
The ending when everything's hitting the fan for him, and it's just crazy, and his dad. And, man.
When that guy, God, I don't want to spoil anything,
Don't.
but yeah.
It's too good.
I explained the ending of Invincible to my mom, and my mom just like got super high eyebrows and was just like, "What is it that you are watching, Jackson?" she was like, "This is the stuff that you watch?" I'm like, it's better than the stuff that you listen to all day. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. I finished the Amory Wars book too, the first one, that Code and Cambria story.
Oh, nice.
Graphic novels, yeah. It was really good. Tragic, but excellent.
yeah, it definitely changes the music for sure.
Yeah, it makes the music a whole lot better, a whole lot more meaningful.
And that's the book explaining the first Coheed and Cambria album.
Yeah, Second Stage Turbine Blade.
Nice. That book is something else.
Book is fantastic.
That book is so good.
It's next level.
Connor, what'd you do this week, dude?
Went to the concert with Kyle and Jackson. Which, were we going to talk about that now or later? I don't even know.
I was planning on talking about it now, yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, we went to see Strawberry Girls and The Fall of Troy, which was pretty fun. Fall of Troy played the Doppelganger album. So I think it was a good show. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah, I loved it. This is my third time seeing Strawberry Girls. I think this is their best show so far. I think one of the reasons why it was the best show is because like they basically played all their bangers spanning out from all three albums that they have, and they actually had like a good light show that went with their music.
Right.
And
Pretty
just
good.
for background context, Strawberry Girls is not a female band. It's three dudes, but they're an instrumental band, and they wail so hard. So hard.
Yeah, I think the first time I saw Fall of Troy, it was right when the album after Doppelganger came out. It was like the cut down all the trees and name the streets
Manipulator.
after him. Yeah, Manipulator. And that album wasn't that great, but like they only played like 2 or 3 songs off of their Doppelganger album. So I would have killed to see like them play that whole album front to back, dude.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was probably the second best concert I've ever been to.
That's crazy, man.
Where'd you watch him at?
We went to St. Louis. The cool thing was the venue was in eyesight of the arch, and you could see the arch in the background. It was really cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah, you just like sit at like a table that was like window side, look over to your left, and bam, right there is the archway just lit up. It
Cool.
was really cool.
Yeah, that arch is awesome.
Something so American about the arch.
I know, dude.
That's crazy.
I went for a job interview to St. Charles a few years ago. It's like just northwest of St. Louis. And I just for, whatever, I was bored. I went in to look at the arch, and it was closed at the time, but you could still go up to it in the park. I like stood my back up against that thing and just looked straight up, man. It is so daunting. That thing is huge. It's crazy.
I've never been up there and seen it.
It's cool, dude. It's really cool.
Yeah. Somebody said that like when they go in there on the very top, they said it's pretty frightening to get all the way up there.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never been to the top. I've always stood at the bottom.
Do they have elevator in it, or do you walk?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to go in like these. The elevators are like spheres, and the sphere goes up like you're upright the whole time, but it goes at like a circular angle kind of thing. It's really weird,
Gonna
man.
say you start going up, and then all of a sudden it turns, and everyone just starts falling.
Yeah, just like really quickly going upstairs, like.
Yeah. Aside from the concert, I've been playing a lot of Witcher 3. But yeah, Halo Infinite came out. We'll talk about that later. Playing a lot of that with these guys, having a good time.
Yeah, man.
Jackson, what about you?
It was basically the exact same thing going to see Fall of Troy, which was fucking awesome. Loved it. And just played video games.
Nice. Yeah, man.
Oh yeah. Also rewatched The Witcher TV show on Netflix, which is still good. Season 2 is coming out next month.
I just started that over too. Yeah.
It's so good, man.
It's really good.
I just wish it wouldn't time skip so much. It's like just
Yeah, I think the second season won't have any time skips, so that should be problem solved, you know.
Yeah. The cool thing about that Fall of Troy concert is I've got a small vinyl collection. Got maybe like 19 vinyls. But the one vinyl that I've always wanted was the Doppelganger album from the band we went and seen. And the thing is, like, I could get it if I wanted to, but it's, like, the prices online are a little bit too expensive. Like, sometimes over $100 for a record for that album. And they happened to do a reissue of that record for the concert series. And I got it for $30. I was so jacked.
That's so good, man.
I had butterflies walking up to the line. I had butterflies all day at work, hoping, praying to God they'd have the vinyl. I get there, I look at Jackson, I'm like, Jackson, they got the vinyl. Jackson's like, really?
I think.
Yeah, dude, I'm a vinyl nut too, dude. I think I've got close to 60 vinyls now.
Nice, dude. I've never been a vinyl guy, but it's always been something I wanted to start collecting. But I saw that Circus Survive is playing a Blue Sky Noise tour pretty soon.
Oh boy.
And I can't remember if it's in Springfield or St. Louis they're going to be here, but I think if I were ever to buy my first vinyl, it would be that Blue Sky Noise vinyl, just because, like, that's one of my favorite albums of all time. Like, and I'm not a super huge Circus Survive fan, but that album, for whatever reason, like, just, it's so good, dude.
I really like
That's
Circa.
probably my favorite Circus Survive album as well. The
Yeah.
first 3 albums in general are, like, insanely good.
Oh, there it is. Kyle just brought it out. Man, I love it, dude.
Did I get that for you, or is that when you bought?
I bought it myself.
Okay.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, but man, that was a big find. Big find. Super stoked about that.
Circa's so good, man. You know.
Yeah.
See, I was gonna buy tickets to whenever Circa was doing that they were gonna do that tour, and then COVID happened, so they postponed it, and then they were gonna do it again, and they postponed it again. So are you sure it's legit?
Yeah. If I can remember right, it's either February or March.
Nice. I'm definitely gonna go to that.
Yeah, I'd like to go to that.
I love that album, dude.
I'm looking it up right now. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Blue Sky Noise Tour 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, January 14th at the pageant.
January 14th at the pageant.
I'll be at the pageant.
I'll be at the
Dude, I'll go
pageant.
with you guys, man. 100%.
Good. You better.
Where was it at again?
The pageant.
The pageant.
Yeah. Where are you going to be on January 14th, Kyle?
Pageant. Well, also, I mean, this is something stupid, but it's not really stupid. But last week we had like a little miniature Pokemon tournament at my house
Oh, I was gonna talk about that. Yeah.
with Connor, David, Jackson, William, Ryan, Jordan,
AKA Ride Guy,
aka Leather Daddy.
Leather Daddy.
Yeah.
Y'all remember Leather Daddy?
Yeah.
And then my son played. It was pretty fun.
Were we into Pokemon cards when you were a kid?
No. We never got to play it because it was demon possessed.
Yeah.
Oh, it was?
It was.
Which
Yeah, it's a fact.
I forgot about that.
But I mean, now, you know, maybe it's because I am older. I don't really care to get into it. Yeah. But what's funny is that was like witchcraft, but Power Rangers wasn't. Star Wars wasn't. Like, looking back now, it's like Jedis can use the Force and move people. Pokemon's come out of ball. You know? But you
Good
know,
old.
I came out of a ball, Dad. It's like,
but I guess when you first time being a parent, you try to do your best, but you don't always make the right choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, life comes at you fast and hard, that's for sure. And sometimes Pokemon are demons, you know?
You know, sometimes I wonder what my life would be like if I like didn't play video games or didn't like read fiction or any of that stuff. You know what I mean? If I was just like went to work and came home kind of guy.
you'd be making 150,000 plus a year, and probably a scientist of some sort, maybe a doctor.
Yeah, we got to like I mean, for the most part, I mean, you guys kind of know like how our childhood was.
Oh yeah.
We got to do quite a bit of stuff, but
Yeah.
like I don't know. I never got into Harry Potter. Lakin did, like when she got older.
Yeah.
She got into it. I just couldn't. Just really wasn't my thing.
I remember like the time it happened. Like my mom, like the first Harry Potter book came out. Everybody was into it. My mom asked me if I wanted it one week, and I was like, no, I'm not really into reading. The next week, it was Harry Potter's evil, Pokemon are evil, everything is evil, everything is Satan.
Dude, satanic panic, man.
It was crazy. It was insane.
Dude, my mom made us get rid of Ocarina of Time because it had sages in it. She wouldn't let me play Pokemon Red or Blue because they had channelers in the Pokemon Tower. Like,
oh, dude, my dad saw me. My dad saw me use on Ocarina of Time. You know, like I think it's Nehru's Fire or whatever, the one where you slam the ground and the fireball goes around you. He's like, "Did you just use magic?" I'm like, "No, it was an item."
Yeah.
No magic here, Dad. What are you talking about?
My mom wouldn't let me play Vice City because I could pick up hookers and bang them in the back alley and kill them afterwards, get my money back.
well, I mean,
Like, I just don't get it.
I don't get it. Oh man.
Well, so we've got Dayton on the podcast tonight, and he's one of the great storytellers of our time. So I wanted him to tell a few stories of his time on this planet.
You're the master of transitions, Kyle.
I wanted him to regale us with some of his tales. Because this is called Crashing with Friends, you are among friends. So you got any good crashing stories? Any good stories of you getting wrecked?
Yeah. After our house fire, we got the insurance money, and I told my mom and dad I really wanted another dirt bike. And so they got it for me, and it was brand new. It was a bigger dirt bike, and we were living in Goodman, but by the ballparks. And I was on this road, and I didn't have my helmet at first, but I turned back around. I was like, no, because it was on a pavement, and I was like, I better just wear it just in case. And I went back, got it on, and I was just hauling ass down this road. I was probably going about 45, 50, and I missed my turn. And so I hit the front brake instead of the bottom brake, and that front wheel just locks, and I just flip right over, and it happened so fast. I remember I hit my head first on my side, and then I just skidded on my shoulder. But like, it only happened for like 2 seconds, and I like flipped, and I just landed on my feet. And it's like one of the things where you're, it's kind of like where you're scared. And you're just like, you're almost like you're starting to dance a little bit, and then I realized what just happened, and I was like, oh crap, my dirt bike's broke. And then I could pick it up. I was like, no, it's fine. So I start driving again. Well, the tire is like turned like that. So I hit the gas, and I'm only like in first gear, and the thing just turns to the left, flip back over on the other side. So I could still drive it. I just had to go really slow and just keep correcting it. And I finally got home, and the first thing my mom does is spray alcohol on my cut on my shoulder, and I thought it looks like peroxide.
Yeah.
It was not. It was alcohol. Inner demons were screaming. That sucked. But later, I looked at my helmet, and like one side of my helmet was completely just shaved off. So like later thinking, I was like, man, if I didn't wear that, like I'd probably either be brain dead or dead.
Or Two-Face.
Or Two-Face.
Have you ever seen Chaos Theory, the movie with Ryan Reynolds?
Chaos theory.
I think so.
He's like telling his friend about, or he's telling his like wife, he's not his wife yet, but she's like wanting to get a motorcycle, and he's like, do you know what doctors call people on motorcycles who don't wear helmets? Organ donors.
Yeah.
Any other crazy stories, Dayton?
Wouldn't really call it crashing. Maybe. I got ran over by a cow.
That was funny.
Way to get your breathing in on there.
we just moved in, like down to Goodman in a farmhouse, and the guy that owned the property behind us, he was a farmer, and he just kind of like made a deal with us. He's like, because he lived outside, like around town, so he wasn't always there. He says, hey, just check on the cattle, for me, and if something goes wrong, call me. So we were there for like the first week, I think, and I was 4, and it's me, my dad, and my sister. We walk out there, and there's a cow with a newborn baby calf, and they were just laying there. So I was going up to it, trying to scare it. And my dad said, he's like, Dayton, get away from there. He said, I'll charge you. And I thought, I don't know. You don't know what you're talking about. So he said it one more time, and I thought, I'm going to do it one more time. So I turned around and just gave him one more last hoorah. And I turned around, and all of a sudden I start hearing like a thump, 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 like coming at me. Right when I turned around, that heifer put its freaking forehead into my chest, and I just remember flying back. Probably looked like an anime show, like someone gets kicked. I just remember flying back, and I just start rolling backwards. And I get up, and I don't know what happened. And then I look over, and that cow's coming back at me, probably to come trample me. Well, my dad was there, and he grabs me on the back of my shirt, so then I'm kind of like this. He swings me, and he has a little pellet gun that he just brought with him, and he just cracked that cow right in the side of the head. And I learned my lesson. After that, I don't scare cows no more.
No, man.
Yeah, that was like probably a week after we moved in there. But
Cows are crazy, man.
they don't got shit on me.
Yeah, I told my cow story a few weeks ago, man. That was the only time I messed with a cow. There's that time you guys crashed together, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Dude, so one time me and Dayton, how old are you, Dayton?
I'm 25.
25, so you're 6 years younger than me. All right, so Dayton was probably like, couldn't have been older.
We was at the trailer.
Yeah, so you're probably 3 or 4, something like that.
Yeah.
If
Really
that.
young, yeah.
Probably 4, yeah, because you were old enough to be talking to me, but I'm in the passenger seat of my uncle's truck.
At least 3.
Yeah, so so Dayton lived on top of a hill, and it was a fairly big hill, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, it was cool. And my Uncle Johnny parked his truck on the side. He parked it on the side of the hill, and just left it there. So me and Dayton, we go sit in the truck, and I'm in the passenger seat. Dayton's in the driver's seat, and I remember looking at Dayton, and I'm like, "Hey, you should pull that. You should pull that thing coming out of the steering wheel." I don't know what it, it's like neither of us knew what it did, and then it just started absolute terror. The truck starts going down the hill, and it was like in a movie. Like I start screaming, Dayton starts screaming, then we both look at each other and start screaming. We're screaming bloody murder at each other, like we're gonna die, And freaking, we go all the way down to the hill. At the very bottom, there's a freaking
There's a tree, wasn't
like a
it?
pine tree, something like that.
Yeah, pine tree, big pine tree, yeah.
Hit that pine tree so hard at the side of my uncle's truck, destroy the door, destroyed like that whole door. This whole side of the truck was messed up.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Was it like a newer truck or like an old
No,
farm truck?
It was like an 88 Ford pickup.
Yeah, F-150,
Yeah.
That's so funny, man.
blue F-150. Yeah, it was. God, that was one of the craziest.
Yeah, that's... Looking back now, that's hilarious. But
It is. That same tree. Me and Dayton were in that tree one time, and I had a bow and arrow, and we had attached fishing line to it. And I'm like, Dayton, we got super hype in this tree. I'm like, Dayton, I'm gonna shoot this at the ground over there, and we're gonna ride this line down.
Like a zip line.
Like a zip line.
I don't
And
remember.
thank God we didn't do it.
Dude, one of the things I remember the most about you, Dayton, as kids, was anytime we asked Lakin to do something stupid, she'd be like, "No, you guys are dumb." But anytime we asked you to do something stupid, you're like, okay.
Well, it's like you guys were only 5-6 years older than me.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys were like 20 years older than me. But yeah, when you got older people around you and they ask you to do it, you're gonna do it.
It's true.
I don't know who it was, Connor. You'll remember this, but I don't know who pushed me. We were at Aunt Tata's house, and when I broke my arm, I was on somebody's shoulders, and I was 3
It
or
was
4.
Uncle Adam's kid. What's his name?
Jordan.
Jordan. It was Jordan. I remember that specifically. You're on Jordan's shoulders.
Yes, and it was a clothesline that T-post, and I went up to hang on, and somebody came up under me. They didn't do it hard, just enough to where they pushed my legs forward, and then I just fell backwards and broke my arm. And all the grandkids were over there that day.
That was the day that they were like, "Hey, you want to have a fighting match?"
It get really warm.
Yeah, Connor's like, "Get really warm."
It was cold, man. Matches are warm.
But the thing I mean, now it's funny, but after I sat there and like Adam was there, I think Chelsea was there, but they all seen that my arm was snapped. So they all know, okay, his arm, and I'm just screaming. It was Adam first, Kyle, Connor, Jordan, Lake, and Quinn, right after another. Come on, Dayton, you're a Power Ranger. Get up, you're a Power Ranger. Dayton. It's not that bad. You're a Power Ranger. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm just in pain, and I'm just hearing everybody tell me I'm a Power Ranger, and Adam, you're a Red Power Ranger. Start morphing.
Start morphing.
Yeah.
You're red. Start morphing.
Yeah. Just it was like one after another. I'm just like, what the hell is wrong with you people?
That's like the worst thing to say to someone after they break their arm, man.
You're all right. You're a Power Ranger.
Yeah. So
Zordon will help you.
but yeah, that's one thing I remember. Every time I did get hurt or something, you guys or somebody, you're a Power Ranger.
Oh, gosh.
You're a Power Ranger.
Yes.
It's like, can I be something else, damn it, because this ain't working. But yeah, I remember that night. That was because we were all going to go fishing or something later.
Yeah.
At some swamp or something, and I couldn't go. I went to the hospital.
I don't think you missed anything.
So this was before Lakin broke her arm at church, right?
Yes.
Way before.
The crazy thing is
Gosh.
they broke their arms the same way. Like,
Did we?
Yeah.
Really?
yeah, because I mean, you fell on your arm like that, and Lakin flying up, face towards the sky, and then fell on her arm.
I remember.
Oh yeah.
We was right after. It was before church too, because you guys were doing it.
Yeah.
But Lakin wasn't going that high up, and then after church,
Yeah.
you guys.
I did it a few times after church, and then I'm like, I'm done with this, and went and did something else, and that's when Lakin's like, "This is my
Yeah,
time to shine." He walked away. I'm gonna do it, and then within seconds, she
Yeah,
snapped
we
her arm.
left the tree. I think we were like going down to the creek, and then as we left, Quinn and Lakin went over there, and they're like, "We want to do it."
Oh my god!
And then we heard just start screaming and turned around. Lakin was on the ground.
Oh my gosh!
Quinn was like, "You're a Power Ranger, Lakin."
"You're Kimberly. Get up!"
David, you just mentioned you were out at church with us. Were you there when we were throwing rocks off in the hill and Kyle launched a rock right behind the back of my head?
Oh,
He was like from me to Connor.
dude. Oh my god, I don't know.
Oh, I was way
remember-
closer than that.
I remember watching that because I was right behind both of you, and it was just like Kyle's winding up and Dayton's just walking, and then right as he's coming through, it wasn't even like an inch away from his release point.
Dude,
Boom,
it was
back to
like-
the head.
Yeah, so close. It was just like bang, bang. Like perfect timing. He walked right in front of me, throwing. It was just nuts. And I'll never forget this, dude. Dayton's freaking out, screaming bloody murder. There's blood gushing at the back of
It
his
was
head.
crazy.
It was so much blood, and he starts screaming and running. And I'm like, I remember yelling at Dayton. I'm like, "You're not telling on me. I'm going to get there first." Running as fast as I could, dude. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when it hit the back of my head. It was like it was like I seen lightning in my eyeballs, if that makes sense.
God.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
And like a big old heat wave just hit my body that went from head to toe. And it just like it stunned me, and it was like clicked in my head. Kyle just threw a rock at the back of your head.
It's like you got an instant concussion out of that. You know,
It was crazy.
Oh,
How big was the rock? Was it like a pebble or was it like
No,
a
it was
size of your
medium-
medium
like that.
Yeah, medium sized rock.
Yeah.
Dang,
That
dude.
big old hill from that creek, and we just tossed rocks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was fun up until that point.
Yeah.
You know?
And that creek, we used to go down there and swim. And remember when there was that big old catfish down
Oh
there?
yeah, that was cool.
It was like in a little small part of water. And it was it was huge. And I went down there, I seen it swimming. And after church, I was like, guys, there's a catfish down there. So I grabbed a 5-gallon bucket full of water, put the catfish in there head first, and we threw it in our pond. We got home.
That's crazy.
I remember that, dude. That was pretty cool.
That's crazy.
Wow.
When I think about that church, I always think about that whole catfish experience.
I don't remember that at all.
The thing was huge. It filled up that whole 5-gallon bucket, man.
Tail was hanging out from it.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that church
That
weird.
creek had a really bad drought all the time.
Yeah, I remember that. That church was crazy.
All the wasps, man. That's what I remember too, dude. Just like constantly, you want to go get a drink of water, fight off these wasps, you know?
Watch for waspus.
There'd be like wasp nests in the trees and stuff too, dude. There's, like,
They're
wasp
everywhere.
nests underneath the
Scorpions,
roof
too.
of the church.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I remember taking a crap one time, looking down. There's a scorpion next to my foot.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Do you guys think that The Rock's new song kicks? Do you like it?
I didn't know he had a new song.
The Rock?
He put out a song.
Yeah. It's straight shit. Like, it's so stupid. Like, it's like, yeah, The Rock would make a rap. It's a rap song. Like, yeah, he would make a song like that. It's like, it's about drive. It's about power. It's about things we want to devour. Like, look it up.
Does John
All these-
Cena come in like halfway through and he's like, thug life?
Yeah, it's like all these young kids, like Anakin's age and maybe a little older. They're all making TikToks with it, and people my age are like doing workout videos with it. It's driving me nuts.
Oh my God.
It's so
Really?
stupid.
I've not seen any of this. Thank God.
Poor people.
Holy crap. So last week, David mentioned something about people shoplifting at Walmart.
Oh, the Nerf gun kid?
Yeah. And I thought, man, I bet David has a lot of crazy Walmart stories of seeing just nuts stuff happen. And I thought, man, I've got a story myself that's pretty crazy. So, David,
Yeah.
kick us off, man.
Yeah, so for context, I left a previous job and I started working at Walmart as a cashier. And then, like, within a month or 2 months, I was training to be a customer service manager, which is basically the person that manages money center, customer service desk, and all the cashiers, all their shifts. They deal with the escalating issues and all that stuff. And I worked the customer service desk for like 6 months, and then I became a manager, and I was a manager for like a year. So I saw some crazy stuff. So I'm just going to start off with like a couple light ones, and then I'm going to finish with the craziest thing I ever saw, which is probably going to blow your guys' mind.
Yes.
But so I think I'm going to start with the auto center guy, right? This guy's like in his upper 50s, maybe lower 60s, right? He's like, comb over, like just typical like cop mustache, glasses. And this guy was in there all the time. Like he always had some issue, but he showed up like at 8 a.m. on a Saturday. That's right when the auto center opens, and they offer 15-minute oil changes. That's like their standard. Like, get your oil change in 15 minutes, right? It's like 8:20, and this guy's wandering all over the front end. Why is my oil change not done? It's already 8:20. Blah 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 blah. So I'm like, oh, let me call back there and see what's going on. So I radioed the manager back there, and I said, why isn't his stuff done yet? And they said, well, it opens at 8, but we also get here at 8, so we have to set everything up and then get started. Takes us like 10 minutes to set up. So the earliest we can realistically get an oil change done is like, 8:25 or whatever. So I'm talking to the guy, and I told him what was going on. He's like, so why don't they get here at 7:45? And I'm like, well, it's a corporate policy. They can't just show up 15 minutes early. They're not going to get paid. They can't clock in that early or they'll get in trouble. And he's like, I don't care. They told me 15 minutes, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you, man. You're going to have to wait. And he's like, no, I've been coming here for 20 years. I spend tons of money here. And I literally, at this point, I'd been working there so long. I was so fed up with customers complaining about like just minuscule crap. So I was like, sir. And I like interrupted him and I'm like, is complaining getting your oil changed faster?
Nice.
I was like, what did you just say to me? And I was like, well, I mean, is it? And he's like, I want to talk to your boss. So the only guy that was there was like a real higher up guy. So I called him up there and this guy liked me quite a bit at that point. But he went off and talked to the guy for a little bit. And then he left and he came back to me and I'm like, what'd he say? And he's like, well, he said your customer service sucked. like, yeah, my bad, dude. I didn't have anything to say, but yeah. Anybody see any crazy stuff? I'm gonna work up to it.
I went to Kansas City Walmart one time, or one of them. I'm sure there's multiple up there, but this was like when I was still in high school. I was going to a Kansas City Chiefs game, and right before we were heading up there, we stopped at that Walmart because it was getting ready to start freezing rain. It was like roughly around 33, 34 degrees, and it had like a light mist going on. Mm-hmm. And by the time the game was going to start, it was going to turn into like a light drizzle, and then it was going to get colder.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. Basically, it was like the worst thing. Like, once we got to the game, it sucked the entire time. But,
Did we lose?
Probably. I can't.
Good night.
Yeah. The 90s Chiefs, probably.
Matt Castle.
And so, anyway, we stop at the Walmart because we're going to get these ponchos because we think they're going to keep us dry. And I was like, man, I really got to use the restroom. I'm going to go to use the restroom real quick. Me and a few other people in my party were going to the restroom. First thing we see when we walk in there is that there's some old guy that's like he's like at the sink and he's just looking in the mirror all funny, like almost like he's trying to get a better look at his eyeball, you know? like he's opening one eye and he's just really looking at the mirror. like I was like, man, he might have something in his eye. And then there's also a woman like in there, and she was like standing there next to her young son who is peeing into the toilet, and the woman just looked at me and was like, what are you looking at, white boy? I mean, you can guess probably like what kind of woman this was based on how I said that. But I was like, I ain't saying anything.
Was she Russian?
Huh?
Was she Russian?
Sounds like it.
Pretty close. Anyway, I waited for them both to leave because I like just felt awkward with her in the room. Like, I was like, man, I don't want to just walk up to the urinal and pee right in front of her. So I waited for her to leave, and as soon as I get done peeing, I walk up to wash my hands. That old man I was talking about, he all of a sudden drops something. You hear a, and I'm like, great sound effects too. And I was like, what was that? And he was like, oh, sorry, kids. And he like picks up whatever it was. And then you just see him open his eye socket and just put it right back into his eye. The dude dropped a glass eye onto a bathroom floor at Walmart in Kansas City.
Oh my God.
One-eyed Willie.
Yeah.
And without giving it a spit shine or a rinse or anything like that, he is just like, whamp, right back into the eye.
Whamp. Oh, dude.
Oh, man. Me and my friend just looked at each other like, dude, what the fuck is up with Kansas City right now, man?
That reminds me of the Fates from Hercules. How they're all sharing that one eyeball, and it's got that hair on it. And they pull it out.
Oh, dude.
What's wrong with these scissors?
Indoor plumbing. It's gonna be big.
She was my favorite, dude.
Any of you guys want a sundial?
Dude, I saw that. Like, this has got to be the funniest thing I ever saw at Walmart. But I was cashiering, and this lady came through, and you're not supposed to have a dog in your cart. That's like one of the things that we're supposed to tell people. Like, if you got a dog in your cart, you got to take it out of the cart, because if they pee in there, someone else has to use it. It becomes a health issue. But this was like the sweetest old lady I'd ever seen. and she had this little old Chihuahua in the big part of the basket on a blanket. And I'm talking to this lady. She's really nice. We're just having a great conversation. And out of the corner of my eye, I see this Chihuahua. By the way, this Chihuahua's so old, it's like mangy. Like just nasty looking Chihuahua, dude.
It's like a rat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I look out of the corner of my eye while I'm talking to her, and the dog starts peeing on the blanket. But I'm like, we're in the middle of a conversation, so I'm like, oh, I'll tell her when we're done that, like, oh, your dog peed on the blanket. But she's in mid-sentence by the time the dog finishes, and then the dog just starts, like, rubbing its face in its pee. Like, it's, like, trying to dig around in the blankets to try and, like, find a spot to lay down, but it's just rubbing its face all over its pee. And at this point, I'm like, you know, she's saying her goodbyes and I'm saying my goodbyes, and I just don't want to be like, hey, by the way, ma'am. So I just let her go, dude. Her little dog's sitting there just like rubbing his nose in its pee. I'm like, oh, dude, it was so funny.
You know she got kisses later. Why do you taste like salt?
You're so salty, sweetie.
I love when mangy Chihuahua licks my face. Man, one time I was at this party. It was the same house that me and David had to leave one time. It was like the story we told in the second podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Where me and David had to leave because these people were wanting to break into someone's house.
Yep.
And then that cop followed me. And then David couldn't drive a standard. Same house. So we're with my cousin Kyle and his brother Jared. He's like, hey, there's no more booze left at this party. Let's go to Walmart and I'll get some more booze. Because he'd had a job for a little while. So he's like, hey, let's go to Walmart. I didn't think anything of it. So he's like, hey, park at the parking lot across the street from that Cato. I'm like, okay, whatever, man. I didn't think anything of it. He's like, leave the car running. That should have been a red flag. So I had a 1980 Nissan 280ZX standard.
I love that car.
License
dude.
plate.
No. But yeah, it was a standard. And out of the corner of my eye, I'm sitting there listening to music, jamming out. Out of the corner of my eye, I see something. So I look to the right, and it's a scene out of a movie. He's got two 40 packs, one in each hand. He's running, and I see 2 or 3 or 4. It was a lot of security guards chasing him from the back side of Walmart. So that's all the way around the building.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, I don't know what the heck is happening, dude. So I put my car in first. I'm just ready to get the hell out of there, dude. And as he's running, they're chasing him, and he throws both 40. He's like, I could see him yelling at me, like, go! Just yelling, you know? And I'm like, oh shit. So he gets right in front of my car, throws both 40 packs in front of my car. I don't know why he did that, but I shift first, second so fast and blow both those freaking 40 packs to shreds, dude. I just remember a flood of beer flying in the air, and I zoom past Jared, dude. I leave him behind. I'm like, it's obvious now. He stole all these 40s.
Yeah.
And so I go back to the party, and I'm like, dudes, Jared's probably in jail right now. He freaking stole 2 40 packs and ran out the back of Walmart. And so we start partying for a little while longer.
So I go back to partying.
We're like, oh, whatever. You know, he shouldn't have stole something that was stupid, you know? And about an hour and a half later, he shows up. Jared shows up at the party, and he's like, yeah, man, those security guards chased me only so far past Walmart's property, and then they didn't chase me anymore. He's like, so I went and hid in a trash can behind GameStop. And he's like, the cops circled that place forever looking for me. They couldn't find me. He's like, I saw spotlights around me that didn't find me. Then he just ended up running straight to the party.
Oh my god.
Wow.
No beer. Yeah.
Where was like the house kind of at?
Right next to the middle school, across the street from the golf course. So he ran from Walmart over to over by the golf course. So, and that's a good 3-4 miles.
Yeah.
Do you remember that party we went to at Cherry Corner? With James and his van.
Oh, I talk about this all the time.
Wait, where the floor was warping? Or is that different?
I don't know. But I remember
one of the crazy nights of my life.
When we were on our way back and we were like, we got to stop by Walmart and get more beer because we're going to keep partying at David's. And we stopped and Jason got out of the car, went into Walmart, and then he's the same story, dude. He's running out with 2 30-packs of Keystone, and there's like 2 people behind him chasing him, and my buddy James just drives off. He's like, I'm not being involved in this, right?
Oh, yeah, we were at Murphy Gas for a second, weren't we? Yeah.
Yes, and so we live like a mile and a half down Highway 60 by the middle school or whatever, and so like we all went back, and we're just sitting there hanging out because we didn't have any more beer. And then like an hour later, maybe like half an hour to an hour later, Jason comes running through the garage with these 2 30-packs of beer, and he's like, why'd you guys leave me there, man? What the hell? We're like, dude, you ran all the way down Highway 60 with all this beer. So funny, man.
The first one he cracks open just goes everywhere.
So more context to that night, though. Okay, we were with a bunch of girls, and it was just only like 3 or 4 dudes, but there was a ton of chicks. Do you remember this?
Yes.
And we had a party, and it was like the sketchiest party, dude. It was like on the side of a creek.
Yep.
And
yeah, I wasn't there that night.
Like the crazy thing is,
good for you.
So the party ended really abruptly. Do you remember that?
Uh-huh.
And they're like, everybody pile into the vans. We're getting out of here. So
yeah, keep going. I think I know where you're going.
So James had a van, and it didn't have any seats in the back.
Yep.
And there was like a tire in the back, I remember. And he whips it real hard. And like, I remember, I think it was you, or who was it?
It was me or Jacob.
Okay. It was either David or Jacob, David's brother Jacob. I remember the back door of the van opening and everybody's piling in. And then I remember James, the driver, gun it. And whoever was the last one to get in the door, I just remember them disappear into the night.
Dude, I remember
it was just like, oh, and then we're just like, that person's still there. I can't remember who it was, but it was just so dark. It was just boom, they were gone.
Dude, I remember being in the back of that van, and he goes to leave, and he fishtails so hard he runs the side of the vehicle into a tree.
Yep.
And everyone goes flying up against the wall. And I was like, I am getting out, dude. You are drunk as hell. I am not riding with you, bro.
At that very moment, he had this weird like meat hook in the back of that van.
Yeah.
And that meat hook got me in the base of the neck by my collarbone, raked all the way up my neck, up by my ear. I remember the whole night I was shell shocked, thinking, "Oh my god, I almost just died by that meat hook."
Yeah,
because I had a fat scratch on my neck that all went up to my ear, man.
Ugh. Yeah, I ended up getting a ride for someone else because I was like, this dude is roasted. I'm not driving down the highway with him. Like,
had a meat stick or a meat hook.
Yeah, I don't know why that hook was in the back.
Dude, it was like a cargo van, so it had like the all-weather floor mat in the back, and there was like a couple of tools in there and some other stuff. Yeah, I think a tire was
and like
in
an
there.
open thing of grease. Do you remember that? Everybody in the back of that thing had grease all over them. Like, I remember,
hey, you naked people, use this grease.
Yeah.
For a second, when you were gonna say tools, he's got a meat hook, some zip ties, tape, it's like
a bucket of grease.
He had a tarp and some belts.
And then a cage.
He's going camping.
Yeah, dude, no, he did.
tools. I gotta have my tools.
It did have a cage on the back behind the driver and passenger seat with a door.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, dude. I hate myself for that night.
That night was crazy.
Yeah.
One of the many times that I've almost died.
Yeah.
YOLO.
Anyway, Walmart.
Yep. That was my Walmart story. I got nothing else.
Yeah. You guys got anything else before I top it off?
I don't.
Go ahead and top her off, David.
Okay, so I'm just going to give an honorable mention to a Black Friday that I worked real quick. It was when the Spider-Man PS4 bundles, the PS4 Slim Spider-Man bundle came out. It was like the year after Spider-Man came out. Dude, I remember we weren't doing like a open the doors thing, Actually, I think we were. It was like, because we had to clear everyone out first. And then as soon as the last person was out the doors, we opened the doors for everyone to come back in. And so like, and they knew that the PS4 bundle, it was like $200 for a PS4 Slim and Spider-Man. So like people were sprinting, dude. And I think within like 15 seconds of the doors opening, there was like 5 or 10 people come running into the lines with those PS4s. It was crazy. Anyway, so the craziest thing that ever happened when I worked at Walmart was it was like, God, it must have been my 3rd or 4th week there. I was still a cashier, but I was off the register training with the customer service managers. And we were walking towards customer service, and this is the one on Range Line. So, customer service is right there when you walk in on the right-hand side. Right when you pass self-checkout on the left at that intersection, I just hear it sounded like somebody dropped a bowling ball on the floor. And I look over, dude, and this guy is laying on the floor, shaking violently. And I'm like, what the hell? And then just blood starts pouring out of his ears. And I was like, oh my God. And I look up, and this girl is screaming and freaking out and just twitching violently. Like she obviously was on some type of, accelerant drug that may or may not be popular in this area.
Probably Stacker 2 from the sound of it. Yeah, man. I used to sell a little bit of Stacker 2 back in the day.
Okay, pause. Did you guys ever take that stuff? The Stacker?
No, I had a friend take 2 or 3 of them, and he freaked out.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I took 2, and we went to the casinos. It was my first time ever going to the casinos, man. And I was tweaking, bro. We went into Wyandotte, and it's got this striped floor entrance, man. And I remember looking down, and the stripes were waving back and forth and stuff. And I was like, I gotta get out of here. And then we went home. I think we got home at 2 a.m. And I laid on the floor in the bathroom. Remember the bathroom on Nettle when you go down in the den and into I think it was my parents' room for a little while. They had a little tiny bathroom in there. I just laid on that bathroom in a blanket, just shaking, bro. Trying not to puke till 6 in the morning when I finally went to sleep. I had the worst nightmares of my life.
Too much taurine and caffeine.
Anyway, so my first instinct was to elevate the guy's head for some reason. I don't know. So we had $5 or $1 pillows or something right on the shelf right next to where this guy was laying. And I grabbed the pillows off the shelf and I put them under his head. Dude, it was within 5 seconds, there was 3 pillows just full of blood. Yeah.
What the heck?
And I was like, dude, it was so crazy. We got the ambulance in there and stuff, and they escorted him out. But I was like, do I want to work here anymore?
So that dude wasn't dead?
I don't know, man. I don't know if he died. He didn't die there, but I don't know if he died later. But he definitely, because at first I was like, I think that he was had some type of mental disability, because he was, the whole time he was like, but I guess he was super tweaked. And when he hit his head, he was just basically oh my God, completely out of it.
Did he give the thumbs up as he was wheeling away?
Did everyone in the store go, woo?
Yeah. What a trooper.
Good game.
Everyone to play next week.
Everyone in Walmart is on one knee.
I hope he comes back.
All right, guys, let's get back to shopping.
We got a lot of shopping to do, guys. Let's get whole lot of shopping left. 45 minutes left of shopping.
Yeah, I got a million stories from that place, but that was definitely immediately what comes to mind is the craziest thing I ever saw in that store.
I got one. It was in the O show. I think I was in middle school at the time. Went in that bathroom back by the milk.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a dude on the farthest toilet against the wall. He was standing up, and his pants were all the way down to his ankles. But he was just I just seen his feet doing that, and he's going in a circle.
So he's rocking back and forth.
Kind of almost, or kind of like he's doing that. But
he's acting like he's marching with his pants down.
But he's spinning slowly as he's doing it. And I kind of just walked, and I just kind of looking at his feet, and all of a sudden he crapped. and he's just crapping in a circle on the, oh my god. So as as a middle schooler, you're getting closer to kind of see what's going on. It's getting all over his shorts or his pants, whatever he was wearing, stepping in it, and then puts his pants up. So I go to the urinal and acting like I'm, peeing, and he comes out, and it's just like, I think he was, I don't know. It's like that big, kind of like a fat guy, like
A bulbous dude.
yeah. And like he don't shower or nothing. And of course didn't wash his hands. I wasn't surprised. And then I followed him when I got done. And he was leaving a trail of crap, and there was a worker there, and she was looking at the ground, like looking left and right, kind of like, and I said, that guy pooped on the floor. So she got on the radio. It was like, guy, whatever they were saying, and I guess
Code 3 defecator.
he went out. He left. He just left, and so they just cleaned it.
We used to have colored codes for different types of scenarios. So like a code black was a violent act, like a robbery or a fist fight or something. I think code amber was a missing child, and code brown was like a tornado. But we always call the code brown when someone pooped all over the bathroom. So I'd go in the bathroom and I'd just be like, I'd go in there to pee, and there'd just be, dude, people would poop everywhere, man.
Yeah.
They'd wipe it all over the walls and stuff. So I'd go in the bathroom and I'd just be like, oh God. And I'd walk out of the bathroom and I'd be like, maintenance, code brown, front of the store. Sorry, guys. They'd be like, I'll get to it when I get to it. Like, no, dude, you need to come up here now. Like,
I don't know what pranks people to think. I'm going to smear this on your walls.
dude.
Some people just want to watch the world burn, man.
Yeah.
It's just it sounds like a lot of work.
It does.
It's actually not a whole lot of work. Me and David got a story about that.
What?
This one time, David shit in a cup and then took a stick and wiped it on the handles of the high school.
I do not recall that.
Yeah.
Well, Neo Show probably deserved it though. Too.
Dude, there was a time when we were at my house on Kerman Lane up by Skateland, and I don't know if you were with me. I'm pretty sure you were with me. And I climbed up the tree and pooped out of the tree. I was on the highest branch.
I was there.
Yeah.
Just pooped out of the tree. What my brother told the landlord on us or something. Yeah. Oh my God, dude. I was just having a bit of fun.
Dude, I saw you poop out of 2 different trees.
I was pooping everywhere, man.
Oh, you never forget the sight of a poop coming out of a human man.
I don't remember the high school thing, man. God. It definitely sounds like something I would have done.
No, it was funny, dude.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I can just imagine 2 middle school kids sitting there wiping poop on the door handles.
It was that little area, in the high school end that had the little outside not cafeteria, but lunch area.
The atrium?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not the atrium, because wasn't the atrium at the end? Mm-hmm. I'm talking about the spot in between where we'd hang out before we got on the bus. There was the spot with all the tables, and there was
yeah.
the foliage and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the part they demolished?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, and they had the little set of doors there.
Yeah.
They got poop on them.
Yeah.
Dude, was Destiny there when I did that?
I don't know. I do remember some other people being there.
I feel like Destiny was there for that. I don't know why that girl dated me, man.
Destiny was on your side for sure.
Oh God.
Jackson, you got any cool defecating stories on the school?
Not at the school, but I did have a buddy that we were all hanging out at my friend Charles's house. His neighbor fucking hated him, rightfully so. We were a bunch of hoodlums at that house, and we caused a lot of ruckus and a lot of problems. And there's a lot of people coming in and off the street. Yeah, there's no there's no reason for us to be likable neighbors. My buddy, he was like, man, fuck this guy. And we were like, hey, dude, go take a shit in the back of his truck. And lo and behold, he was like, okay. And he's like, he goes up and takes a shit on the truck, and the dude sees it through his I think he like sees it through the blinds or something. He's like, there's someone shitting in the back of a truck right now. Well, anyway, and cops get called. The cops made him. It was like, hey, you're gonna have to. It was like they basically were kind of giving him a pass, you know. It's like, hey, like you're a kid. We're not gonna try to like get you in trouble tonight, but you got to clean that shit up. It was like, all right, they like watched him clean this shit up, but like right before they left, he still had like a thing of like shit. He had like a wipe or something like that. It still had shit on it, and like as they were leaving, he like takes a wipe and kind of just goes right underneath the hand, like the door handle, real quick. So he put a little bit of shit underneath the door handle.
God,
Smooth
like
criminal.
Charles, man.
Yeah, it wasn't Charles.
Criminal masterminds, that's for sure.
I won't say who it was because I don't know if he wants me saying he
Dude,
did that, but
I got into the scariest situation in my life when I lived in California for a while, where like somehow I got all of these different kids in the neighborhood to all hate me at the same time. It was just like different isolated scenarios that I did. But one of them was like, I got off the bus one day. We were in like a walled off community, so they would drop everyone off like at the top of the hill, and we would all walk down to our houses. And they dropped us off, and me and my buddy Micah just like hung out at the bus stop until everyone was already gone. We were walking down the hill, and this guy, I just didn't like him. We saw his mom's minivan was parked on the road. So I went over there and just shit on the tailgate. Like, just bent over, pooped on the tailgate, pulled his pants out, and walked home. But ended up like this. I guess this guy was like in his 20s, and he just hung out with a bunch of other high school dudes. But I guess he was like a gangster. So we used to go up. We had like this big, like deserty mountain area above our neighborhood, and we went up there and we found this like a bamboo forest in this valley up there. It was really cool, but me and my cousin and brother decided to, like, we were going to make forts in there. So we used a machete and chopped down a bunch of bamboo shoots and stuff. We made like a little hideout, and they knew where we were. And I guess they went up there, and we heard rocks falling down the hill, and we're like, what the hell is that? So we go out there, and there's like 4 of these guys, including this guy, up on the hill, and he's got a pipe in his hand, and he points at me and he's like, that's the guy that shit on my mom's minivan. And I'm like instantly paralyzed because I'm 13 or 14 and all these guys are like 18, 20, 16, whatever. So I like run out of this thing. We made a back door, like an escape hatch. I run out, but they've all got 4-wheelers. So I'm like running, and I go up the hill, and at this point there's one of them chasing me on the 4-wheeler up the other side of this valley.
Did he have a lasso?
You may as well have. But I remember looking down, and the angle of the hill on my right hand side of this trail was so steep. I was like, nobody in their right mind would go down here on a 4-wheeler. So I start running down the hill, and I just start rolling, dude. I'm like, I just jump and I fly, and I just start rolling down the hill. And I finally like got my footing at the bottom. I ran out like the other direction. He's coming back down the hill after me. And I called my dad when I was up on the hill, and you know how big my dad is. He's like a diesel mechanic dude. I called him when I was up on the hill, and he heard it in my voice how like petrified I was, dude. Like I thought I was gonna die straight up. And I'm running like towards like the wall of our neighborhood, and I knew that if I ran towards the drainage ditch, eventually I'd come out right in my backyard. So that's where I was headed. But I turn around, and I see my dad like pull up on this guy. And he's flying past my dad, and my dad opens the door and just like clubs him in the chest, and he goes flying off the 4-wheeler. And then I was like, okay, I'm safe. My dad's here. I was like, dude, all because I pooped on someone's tailgate.
Were they like a gang, or were they just like, do you think they would like probably beat you up for it? Or you think they were just trying
Probably
to scare
worse. You? Like, I mean, edit this out, but they were Mexican dudes. And they were like the Dickies shorts wearing like Doc Marten scary type dude.
Yeah.
But it was just the oldest guy that was like in his 20s. One of them was like my friend until we got in a fight one day, and then not like a fist fight, but just a friend fight.
Yeah.
And then one of them was a guy that he was kind of a strong, silent type on the bus that we rode. I think he was a senior. But one day I was jumping on the backyard of my friend's trampoline in his backyard, and I could see him over the wall going home off the bus. And I like flipped him off like as a joke because I was like, we're acquaintances. Like I've talked to him before, but I guess that set that guy off. So all of them were pissed off at me at the same time, and just pooping on the guy's tailgate like was the straw that broke the camel's back. So, yeah.
This kid from Missouri.
Thinking he could just poop on people's cars. Anyway.
Okay, so I was in Colorado for church camp, and there's 3 tents, all of them in a row. My tent was in the middle, and there was a tent full of dudes on one side and a tent full of dudes on the other side. So me and my friend TJ and my friend Sean, right? I think it was just me and TJ and this other guy, like other 2 guys. We were sleeping in this tent, and the 2 tents on the both sides would start having a war, like there's like like a camp war kind of thing. So they don't realize that our tent is not their tent. So they think our tent is the other people's tent. So at one point, I hear something. It sounds like a pitter patter, and I look over and someone's peeing on our tent. And this is back when CD players, compact disc players, the small ones. So I throw it like a frisbee, hit this guy in the dick with my freaking CD player thing. And the other people, they did something to our tent, but it was in retaliation. They thought we were the ones fucking with them. So that next day, I take a shit, and I put it, when they weren't looking, I got in their tent and wedged it in the corner. And we were there for a whole week, and every day I got to hear stories of them going, dude, something smells like shit. Something is wrong with this area. And on top of that, we'd heard there was bears out there. I hid a whole pack of beef jerky under their tent.
Oh shit!
Holy crap!
Not like, because I was 15 and I wasn't really thinking like this bear could kill these kids, but I was like, man, I want to get these kids back, and I put a whole thing of beef jerky into there and that shit. The last day of camp, they were breaking it down. They found that shit. And they were so pissed. Never found out it was me. I was like, hell yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, man. This one time, I made one of those bags of garlic knots from Walmart. I don't know if you've seen them, but yeah. So I made a bag of those. I was real stoked, man. Made some spaghetti with it and stuff. So I was watching a movie. Took like 2 bites. So yeah, I'm really stoked. I turn on a movie. I start eating spaghetti. Take a bite of the garlic knot. Everything's normal. Eat some more spaghetti. Take another bite. Swallow it. Look down at the knot, and I'm like, man, that's got a lot of like garlic seasoning in there. And then I turn on a light and start looking at it. All the inside is mold. So I'm just like, oh my god, dude. So I of course, like, my place to puke, dude, is the toilet, because it's like that's where the nasty shit goes, and that's some nasty shit, dude. So like I go into the bathroom, and I'm just like head down. I know what I've got to do. I just start like I pretty much stick my whole hand down my throat, dude. Just like just did it twice, and then it's just like boom, just like puking, dude. Like I got no hesitation if I got to do it,
You ate the mold. You ate it?
I swallowed it. I swallowed like half of like a roll thing, dude. One of the knots, And I just remember after I got done puking, I was looking at myself in the mirror, just laughing, dude. It's like, dude, of course, I would eat moldy bread and have to move myself puke, dude.
I remember that next day we're at your house and you told me that story, and me and you laughed so hard together. Gosh,
man, there was this one time I think it was junior high or something like that. I was hanging out. Like one of my things that I did was I would always just eat cereal dry. Like no matter what kind of cereal it was, I'll just be like, I'm just gonna grab the bag, just grab handfuls of cereal and just watch TV and eat cereal that way. Well, I grabbed a big old bag of honeycomb, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna just watch some. I think it was A Shot at Love with Tila Tequila. And I started eating this bag of cereal, and I'm like, this kind of tastes a little funny. I'm like, what's going on with this? And like, as I'm like eating this bag of cereal, I noticed that there would be like an ant like crawling on me every once in a while, and then I would see another ant and another ant. And I'm like, man, what's going? There's a lot more. Like, we did have like a small ant problem, but it was like something that like, man, I never noticed like this many ants like before. I look inside the bag. It was basically like an ant hill, I had been eating just handfuls of ants for so long. Like maybe every 2 or 3 honeycomb I ate, I was eating at least one ant and I just kept eating it, and I just never, maybe 15 minutes, just never looked inside the bag, because it was one of those bags like, you can only get your hand in there and you can't see inside the bag really that well. So, like, once I really took an effort to look inside the bag, I was like, dude, there's literally thousands of ants in this bag.
That's a healthy snack.
Yeah, that's good protein, man.
Protein, yeah.
Yeah, it tastes pretty funky. Like, it tastes like someone had, like, spray paint, like put paint thinner or something on it.
Dude, ants have a funk, man. Like, have you ever, like, squished an ant and smelled your finger?
It smells like
it
smells like cut grass, kind of.
Yeah.
Or like BO.
Yeah, it's raunchy.
They taste exactly like they smell. But if you add honeycomb to it, it's not that bad.
Just a little bad.
I didn't throw up from that though. I thought about throwing up. I was like, should I throw up? But I was like, if you were in the woods, like stuck out there, you'd eat ants to survive if you had to.
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it takes.
Bear Grylls that shit if I had to.
Yeah, and if you eat a turtle, it's also a bowl, right?
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
You cook it upside down.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Facts.
Drink its blood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And now it's time for a game.
Game time.
I'm just going to give out movie quotes and say your name during the quote if you want to, and then I'll finish the quote out, and then at the end, give your guess. What are we playing for this week, boys?
Free tickets to see Passion of the Christ play.
On ice. On ice.
On ice.
Passion of the Christ on ice.
And a pair of white and pink Heelys
Oh,
With lights?
Oh,
with lights.
Hell yeah.
All right.
I think Jesus would like those.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're playing for Passion of the Christ on ice and some pink and white Heelys.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds like a good enough price.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it my all.
All right.
Can't wait to do some sweet parkour and then Healy's bread. Hardcore parkour.
Okay, so the first one here. No. You gotta listen to the way people talk. You don't say affirmative or some shit like that. You say, no problemo. And if someone comes on to you with an attitude, you say, eat me. And if you want to shine them on, it's hasta la vista, baby.
Jackson, Terminator 2.
Jackson with the point.
Dang,
Yes.
dude.
All right, the second one. I'm very important. I have many leather-bound books.
Dayton.
Jackson. I think Dayton was first.
What is it, Dayton?
Very important. I have many leather books.
Leather-bound books.
Gonna guess dodgeball.
Incorrect.
Okay.
Jackson.
Let me
Anchorman.
finish the quote. But it is Anchorman. My apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Oh, dadgummit. He would have, I mean, he would have got it, but if I would have heard like mahogany.
I just watched that movie like 2 weeks ago. I was like, this sounds so familiar.
I'm going to say something. And if you don't like it, just send it right back. I want to be on you.
Okay, so that was Jackson with 2. Taking that early lead. Okay, here's the next one. I desperately want to make love to a schoolboy.
Jackson.
What
Dumb
is-
and Dumber.
Yes.
Ah, dude.
Here's the next one. You take the red pill.
Connor?
Dayton.
You go to Dayton.
No, you beat me.
You stay in Wonderland, and
The
I show you
Matrix.
how deep the rabbit hole goes.
The Matrix.
Yes, good job, Connor. The next one. Get away from her, you bitch.
Dayton. No, sorry. No, I don't know.
Now I'm
away
going to
from
say it in the tone of the movie.
Yeah.
Get away from her, you bitch! Here's the next quote from the movie. What the hell are we supposed to use, man?
Jackson. Aliens?
Good job.
All right.
Dang, man.
This little girl survived on this ship for 2 months without any adults, no food or water. Why'd you put her in charge?
Here's another one. Welcome to Earth.
Jackson. Independence Day.
Yes.
What the fuck is going on with Independence Day, dude? So he punches like the exoskeleton in the face or whatever, and that somehow knocks out the alien that's inside it. Like,
Good point. I never thought about that.
Welcome to
like
Earth.
come on.
Well, some people can punch a stack of bricks and break a certain brick later down. So maybe that's what he did. He hit the metal, but it actually impacted through the suit where the guy was.
Some toy.
Tell him. Yeah, he knows. He's a master.
All right, this next one. Ask any racer, any real racer.
Jackson.
Yes. All right, let
Fast
me
and
finish it.
Furious.
It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
The very first Fast and Furious.
That's correct.
Talladega Nights.
Here's the next one.
I want those Heelys.
I'm a piss on your face, and I'm a fart in your mouth. I'm a shit on these walls, Ray. Now I'll say
Jackson. Beer Fest.
Nope.
What? Oh, shit.
Here's the next quote. I heard Dwight tell the professor that there could be a poltergeist in the house, and that we could all be in danger.
David. Scary Movie
Connor.
2.
Good job. I was going to use Take My Strong Hand, but that one was too easy.
Yeah. That's my favorite one, dude.
Yep. All right, here's the next one. What we swingers were going against were uptight squares like
Connor.
you, whose bag was money and world domination. We were innocent, man.
Austin Powers.
If we had known the consequences of our sexual liberation, we would have done things much differently. But the spirit remained the same. It's freedom, baby. Okay, here's the next one. Everything? Okay, I'll talk. In 3rd grade, I cheated on my history exam. In 4th grade, I stole my Uncle
Dayton.
Max's toupee.
Goonies.
That's true. And I glued it on my face when I was Moses in my Hebrew school play. In 5th grade, I knocked my sister Edie down the stairs, and I blamed it on the dog. This will not be an easy mission. Monkey slow, the expedition.
David.
Yes.
Jumanji.
Yes.
Sweet.
That was a good quote.
Could you say that in like a hick accent?
Jumanji? I don't know.
I was thinking more like Jumanji.
Here's the next one. Wendy, darling, light of my life.
Connor. Peter
Yeah.
Pan.
No.
Jackson.
Yes.
The Shining.
Yes.
Ah.
I'm not going to hurt you. You didn't let me finish my sentence. I said I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just going to bash your brains in.
Is that a good movie?
You sure that's
It
not
is a
Peter
great
Pan?
movie.
So
The
good.
Shining is great. And that is actually Peter Pan, Connor.
Okay, cool.
That's Hook 2.
I was going to say Hook when you said no, not Peter Pan.
All right.
What about Petey Pan? Heard about his exploits.
What about Petey Pablo? It's like
Hey, he's talking about Petey's really quick. What did your guys' parents call your your penis when you were a kid?
God. Bug.
Yeah, we were.
What a stupid name.
Yeah.
Bug.
In a girl's
What?
vagina
What?
was a kitty.
God, dude.
Dude, yeah.
What's up with that, dude?
Now I always call it a pecker, and Rachel gets so mad at me. It's like, don't call it that. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
you want me to call it a penis? It's a
The only
pecker.
thing I remember was like every time we got out of the bath, we would pretend it was a guitar and we would like strum it. And we'd be like, I'm playing my deerna. So we always called it a deerna.
That's awesome.
But
Now, how come it's all right for you to nickname your own penis, but it's not all right for you to nickname other people?
That's a good point. All right, here's the next one. Well, to each his own. I chose my path. You chose the way of the hero, and they found you amusing for a while. The people of
David.
the city.
Spider-Man,
Yes.
Sam Raimi, Spider-Man 1.
But the one thing I love more than a hero is to see a hero fail, fall, die trying.
Can you say it like him?
Fail, fall.
I'm so stoked he's gonna be in the new one,
Yeah, I
man.
know.
Yeah,
Yep.
dude.
And he's got like the 2 different costumes too. Did you see that?
Yeah, looks like he's gonna
Oh,
be the
he does?
hobgoblin. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
gonna be the hobgoblin as well. It looks like.
Are you sure that's?
No one's sure.
Yeah.
I like from what I was reading, like the 8K version, you can see that it is
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
pretty dope.
Real quick, do you think Tobey Maguire will be in it?
I
Yeah.
think so.
I
yeah.
think
I think
all
so.
3 of them are going
I
to
think
be
all
in it.
three. of them
Because
are-
I'm thinking there's no way that Tom Holland can take on 5 bad dudes.
6.
Yeah.
6. There's
It's gonna be a Sinister 6. That's what they're thinking. I mean, might as well if you're gonna put 5
Yeah.
villains, put an extra one in there. And
Yeah.
There's one scene in there where it looks like Doc Ock gets
Nanites.
nanites
Yeah.
on his like Iron Man's nanites.
Oh yeah.
It looks like they go onto his arms.
I had a theory about that, but it doesn't make sense really, because like I feel like he's going to be a good guy,
It kind of looks like it, doesn't it?
because whenever he throws him up against the underside of the bridge,
Yep.
he's like, "You're not Peter."
Well, at that
But
scene,
at that point, he already has the like nanotech looking arms.
and
So
that scene, I guess, takes place the moment he falls in that water. That's when he gets teleported out
that's what I've heard too.
from the end of Spider-Man 2. But wouldn't that be funny if Hobgoblin, since James Franco's not really a good guy anymore, and he's not like he got canceled or whatever the phrase is. Wouldn't it be funny if they used Dave Franco?
Oh my god.
Oh, dude, that would be rich.
That'd be so great, dude. Oh man. Okay, here's the next one. Why, if it isn't my brother descending from on high to mingle with the commoners?
Oh, I know this one, dude.
Connor?
I can't think of it.
Hercules?
No.
No.
That was my guess too. So
Okay, here's another one. Well, I was first in line until little hairball was born. Okay.
Dang, man.
Connor, King Arthur?
No.
um,
Here's another one. Temper, temper. I wouldn't dream of challenging you. Well, as far as brains go, I got the lion's share.
Yeah, David.
Connor?
Dang it, man.
Thor?
David.
No.
Lion King.
Yep.
God dang
shit.
it, bro.
Yep.
That first quote, I had it, and then it slipped away.
Here's the next one. I love you. I know.
Jackson, Episode 5, Star Wars.
Technically, that's right.
Finish it though. What's the name of the movie?
Empire Strikes Back.
Finish it.
I said Episode 5 because it was taking me a second to remember like it all together.
Okay.
I love you. Fuck off.
Okay, here's the next one. For too long, I've been parched of thirst and unable to quench it. Too long.
Jackson,
David. Fuck.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Finish it.
Which one?
The Curse of the Black Pearl.
There you go.
Oh, man.
Too long. I've,
start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one.
yep. Thanks for ruining the end of the quote for me, David. All right.
I don't know. It's the same quote.
Yeah,
He wanted to get that off so bad.
I was waiting the whole time. Here's the next one. The Grid.
Connor. Tron Legacy.
I got it.
Okay. This is the second to last one. The penultimate question.
I think Jackson's already won.
That would appear so. This town deserves a better class of criminal, and I'm going to give it to him.
David.
Connor.
Batman the Dark Knight.
You got it.
Fuck you, Connor.
Trying to throw you off your game just a little bit.
You did for a second, dude. I had to think of the way he said it before I could remember the name, because I'm like, I know the quote. How did he say it?
And here's the last question. The last quote. Ah, well, sir, I feel like a like a slice of butter.
Connor.
Not on top of
God dang it.
big old pile of flapjacks.
Pineapple Express.
Jackson, sorry. You're the winner.
Nice.
Good job. Congratulations.
Nice.
I hope you can wear a size 13.
I'll stuff some newspaper in there.
Yeah.
And if you liked Passion of the Christ in theater, you're really going to like Passion of the Christ on ice.
You feel like you're there.
Bring a jacket.
All right, let's finish this thing out with a little bit of Halo talk. So Halo came out surprisingly out of the blue Tuesday, right? Or was that Monday?
Monday.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Halo surprisingly came out on Monday. So let's get some early reviews of it. Brief impressions. What did you guys think?
I think it feels really good, you know. And the new guns that they added are fun. And driving around on the Warthog is awesome, as usual. So I was really liking it.
That Warthog turret slays, dude.
It's crazy, dude.
Oh my
It is a lot of fun, man. It feels like a throwback game. Like it almost feels like a mixture of like Halo 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what makes it feel fun. Like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I got a battery kill yesterday. Grabbed a battery, just chucked it at a dude, hit him square, and just killed him.
Dude,
Impact grenade.
Every time I spawn, I grab one of those and hit the little jumper thing.
Yeah.
Just throw it at the first guy I see, man. It's
It's
so
awesome. Yeah, like
That'd be a fun match. Just all batteries. Just have stacks
Yeah,
of batteries
dude.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Do a custom game of that with like some gravity so you could jump around a lot. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I'm glad they made the assault rifle thicker because I remember in the gameplay demo last year for the campaign trailer, the assault rifle was like paper thin, dude. It was really weird. And then they redesigned it because it looked off. But that's one of the things I love about that game is the sound design for each of the weapons, man. Like, have you guys shot the sniper rifle yet?
Yeah.
Dude, that thing sounds mean, bro. It punches. I feel like a lot of the shots I've pulled off that I shouldn't have hit, I hit too.
Really?
Yeah, it feels. And they lowered the RPM on it, so you used to be able to be like bow, 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 and now it's like they almost doubled the RPM or like half the RPM. Mm-hmm. So shots are a lot slower.
yeah. But overall, man, I think it's so much fun. Like especially playing Capture the Flag in this one.
Oh yeah,
It's
dude.
just like it's a ball, man. It's so much fun.
Yeah, I like the game quite a bit. Like my only drawback with the game is on big team. I wish everyone could
Yeah.
start out with BRs
Yeah.
instead of the auto rifle.
That's never been a thing in Halo though.
Yeah.
It's nice how you can zoom in with the assault rifle now. You know, that makes it not like a weapon you can actually use in combat. You know?
Yeah, and the range on it's been increased, and also the spread is lower. So
Yeah,
you can
it feels
actually-
like it,
you can
yeah.
kill people from range now, which is pretty sweet.
yeah, and
I'm having a good time with the assault rifle. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
yeah. Then the grouping of the bullets, it blooms over time, so you can like fire a short burst and then it will come back, it'll center back or whatever, and then you can fire a short burst. But if you just hold the trigger down, it'll bloom a lot, so you'll be less accurate over distance. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I like quick play way better. That's why like anytime I see there's like 4 of you guys on, I'm like, are you guys playing quick play or you want another person? Because like I personally like quick play so much. I'm way better at quick play, those tight enclosed areas where you can just throw grenades around corners or into doorways. Big team battle for me, it's like if you get a sniper, if you get maybe a rocket launcher or a warthog or one of those helicopters, I mean that's how you win, dude. Like, and I can hardly ever get any of that stuff. So
Well, playing with all of us, I mean, we try to group up. You know that.
yeah, dude,
you know?
it's so much fun when we all play big team battle together. I hate playing it by myself though.
Oh yeah, by yourself it's not that fun.
Yeah,
right.
It's still fun, but it's not that fun. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I'm gonna probably try some ranked, either early next week or the end of this weekend.
I was thinking about the
See how
same
it goes.
thing. Get my ranked games out.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's Halo.
It's a must play.
It is fun. Feels like Halo.
yeah, yeah. Another complaint I have before we wrap up is exactly what I was afraid of, and that's how they wall out progress on the battle pass to weekly and daily challenges. You cannot progress in the battle pass unless you do your challenges.
Yeah,
Like-
they said yesterday they're taking a look at it.
Are they? Yeah, and like I've played probably 4 hours of it, dude, and I'm like level 2.5.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's insane, and I don't want to. Like, I'm not. I hate those games where they're like, oh, get 5 headshots with a sniper rifle, and you're like, what if I don't want to use the sniper rifle?
Right.
Like, then I can't get that weekly challenge done, or I don't want to. You know.
I think they're going to crank a lot of that back too.
Yeah.
People want simple challenges to do every day. You don't want to have. You want to be able to get in and play for an hour and get your challenges done. You don't want to play for 3 hours a night to get your challenges done.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did feel a little bit of that though. Like, you just playing would get your challenges done. You know, I would at least get a few challenges done every time I played. But
Yeah.
yeah, good game.
Dayton, you got any final words for us? Any words of wisdom? Any other stories you got?
Yes. If somebody says that you can't do it, you probably can't do it. So don't even try.
Yep.
Damn it!
Well, okay.
So you're saying I can't land this backflip right now?
Hell no.
Dude, my neck's just recovered, dude.
Oh man. Yeah, my neck has been jacked up since that concert, dude. I think I was the only one headbanging like as hard as I was headbanging.
I could see you. Yeah, you're going hard at it. Yeah.
Man, my neck was freaking jacked.
Hey, at least you look cooler than those guys in the front just putting their hoods up and just like trying to look all cool, just rocking back.
There was one guy in the front of the crowd that was making a triangle with his hand.
Yeah, dude. He was getting like all spiritual. He's like, woo.
Bro,
Yeah, he's like doing some weird like chakra stuff towards the lead singer. It was so weird.
do you guys remember when we saw Fall of Troy at the Foundry in Joplin, and that guy was in the middle of the pit just like grooving, dude? Like, his body was like rolling, and he was like flipping, like,
if it
dude,
was the same
stumbling,
guy?
bro. And like, because, you know, the hardcore shows around here, everyone opens the pit and they do slam dancing and stuff. But this guy was just in the middle of the pit, just like, he looked like the Oracle from 300. You know, she's like, flexing her body and stuff. It was so weird.
You just said the Foundry.
Yeah.
Was that like the bridge?
Yeah.
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 Man, I remember I went because you had to be a certain age to get into the concert, and I got because Josh, my uncle, he worked there. So I got to go in. That was my first time ever seeing a mosh pit. Scared the hell out of me.
Oh yeah.
People pushing into each other, and you know they were just going nuts.
Yeah, man. The Foundry was lit, dude.
Man, one time I was at a concert. It was a pretty heavy metal concert, and there was this old man there for some reason, but there was a thing called the Wall of Death. So the whole crowd splits. They split down the middle, and then they all one half goes to one side of the room, the other half goes to the other side of the room, and then the lead singer of the band or whatever, he'll basically like go, you know. And this old man was in the middle of it, and he was just still standing there, and the floor emptied out, and he's still standing there in the middle, and it's almost like he didn't know what was about to happen. But I was standing far back. I was in the middle of the whole thing so I could watch it. But I was standing pretty far back.
Yeah.
They go together, and you just see this old man disappear.
Oh,
He was just gone to time. It disappeared. Crazy, dude.
Sounds awful, man.
Yeah. You can only imagine what happened to that old man inside that wall of death.
golly.
All I can think of in my head is like the people converge, and you just see the old man just like hand up in the air, just like and then he's gone.
I can just see like
quicksand.
Somebody take out his top half and somebody take out his bottom half, and he just flies up in the air, spinning like a Ferris wheel.
Oh man, there's this one time I can't remember what show it was, but our cousin Kyle was doing some mosh pit stuff, and he's pretty crazy, you know. So he's throwing punches, he's throwing kicks. Well, somebody, you know, Cassie Wilson.
Yeah.
So someone pushes Cassie Wilson into the mosh pit. Well, Kyle Burleson is in the middle of a roundhouse kick.
Oh yeah.
He hits her so hard. She like does one of those like flips you see in the movies when someone gets kicked and they do like 3 or 4 spins like horizontally in the air and then hit the ground. She did that, dude, right into like a group of people, dude. So they all got like knocked over by her, dude. It's crazy, dude. Like she got fucked up, dude. It was wild.
God, that place was crazy, man.
Yeah, I remember seeing our friend Hal Crosno. He was doing his ninja dancing or whatever, and he roundhouse kicked this kid in the face, and his tooth went through his bottom lip.
Oh my god.
And then he gauged it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he put a freaking metal gauge in there and started gauging it out.
Dang.
Crazy, right? Well, guys, I think I'm going to gauge this podcast and call it a week. Dayton, thank you for being on. And thank you for crashing with friends. Bye.
Peace.
Podcast.
I make Ebola look like a common cold, baby.
Crashing with Friends.
Podcast.